Hey, Yulia Tabith here, certified holistic nutritionist at rossomhealthy.com, helping you balance your hormones, your gut, and your life so you can reclaim the life of your dreams. And today we are joined by beautiful Hayley, and Hayley is talking to us all the way from Florida, and she is going to be sharing her beautiful transformation story. So Hayley, welcome. Great to see you here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Hayley, you are a very busy mom with a little boy, and you came to us because you had health issues. So what were the issues that you were experiencing at the time?
I think the major one was my digestion was awful. I had been vegan for 2 years, 3 years maybe, and I had a great vegan pregnancy. I just had to take a lot of medicines to help me with the bathroom, and I had a great, unremarkable pregnancy. After I had my son, he had to have a whole lot of surgeries on his digestive system, so he has a really short gut. Anyways, we've been in and out of the hospital with him, and I was having really bad stress, not being able to sleep, and then the digestion was really the worst part, going back and forth on the hospital food and trying to get healthy food from home and stuff. So
yeah, that's really challenging when obviously things happen to your kids, but at the same time, obviously you need to be there for them. Yeah, so you need to be there for your son. And one of the problems that you experienced was candida. So what were the symptoms that you were living with on a day-to-day level?
I think a lot of it felt kind of like just sluggish and not just kind of like nothing in my system was feeling right. And then I did have a lot of on and off thrush from breastfeeding and pumping. I had several bouts where I had to do medications for candida from pumping. I did a lot of pumping.
Yeah. So then when did you realize that, oh, I got to a point where I need to do something about it. I just don't like it anymore. I want to change things.
I think it was, so my midwives helped me. I called them one day. I hadn't slept in like 3 days, and I was like, I need some help. So they called me in a prescription of an antidepressant, just because they were worried about postpartum depression. And so I got put on an antidepressant, and then I started sleeping okay. But then it kind of after it set in, I wasn't sleeping well at all. And my son is a great sleeper. He goes to sleep, he'll wake up once or twice, and I was just nursing him and putting him back down, and he was a great sleeper. But I was like, I'm not sleeping. So I wasn't sleeping because I was nervous or because I thought he was going to wake up, but I also wasn't sleeping because my digestion hurt so bad that it was like, I didn't know what to do. It was like, I would even have dreams that I was in labor again because my stomach hurt so bad, and then I'd wake up and be like, I'm not in labor, my stomach just hurts.
Yeah, I can so relate to that, because when I had candida myself, and I remember the nights and the days where you walk around with so much bloating and so much discomfort, and it really drags you down. It really does affect your energy levels, your desire to do things on a big, big, big level. So you reached out to us, and I know you talked to Paul and you worked with Paul because you wanted help. So yes. What was that point for you that helped you make a decision and go for it? Because obviously one of the things that we were going to be doing together was creating a plan that would help you balance candida. So that means change. So what was that trigger for you?
I think because I had been doing as well as I could do by myself, vegan wise, I thought, well, I'm doing vegan, so everything should be fine. But I think I was and with working with Paul, realizing how much fat I really was having was getting in the way of all the good carbs and sugars that I should have been having, and mixing too much together. But I didn't know that at the time. I just was like, I need help. I'm desperate. And I wanted somebody who knew the plan that I wanted to be on, which was high raw or all raw. And my husband suggested, because we're military, and he was like, well, what about a nutritionist on base? And I was like, no, they're going to recommend meat and dairy, or they're going to recommend eggs, or I was like, I just need somebody that understands vegans and the benefits of raw and benefits of fruit. And I wanted somebody with like an actual certification, not just a YouTube or a Instagram person just saying, here's what you do and hope for the best. So I found you guys very knowledgeable and really sharp. And I was like, I think this is it. This is the right match.
That's awesome, because it's just so exciting to be able to help people like yourself who and especially people who have already improved their diets. Like you said, you are vegan, so you've made that change in your mind, in your diet, and in your life, and you don't want to go back and go to just a regular nutritionist who will tell you that you need to eat more protein and you need to exclude carbohydrates and go on a paleo diet and just like that regular advice. So I totally appreciate where you were at the time, and that's awesome. That's awesome that you decided to make that big leap for yourself. So then you started making shifts and changes with Paul, and what happened? What did you start to notice?
I think the first day, because I had researched raw, and I had tried. That's why I wanted to go with you guys. I was like, oh, the raw thing. That's what's going to be it. That's going to help me with all the water and the fiber. That's going to be it for my digestion. Perfect. But I never could commit to it for a whole day. I would be like, okay, bananas in the morning, and I'll have a big salad. And then by the end of the day, I was like, all right, well, vegan pizza's easy, or I'll just go out and get, I don't know, some takeout, fast food, something that's vegan, but still not great for you and high fat. So the first day that I did it all raw, I was like, I can't believe I did it. But then the next morning, I woke up and was like, I fell asleep. It was the first night. And I was like, I actually fell asleep. I remember waking up in the middle of the night to nurse Mitchell, and I was like, I feel okay. Like I could wake up for the day because I've slept more tonight than I slept like the last 3 nights combined. So it was pretty immediate. And I think the digestion fixed itself within the first 3 days.
That's amazing. And a while ago, I made a video about how I fixed my candida issues in 3 days, or symptoms, certainly like gut healing. Obviously, that takes a bit longer, but that the symptoms, bloating, discomfort, and you just not feeling well, and energy was also gone in 3 days. And it was criticized by so many people who said that it's just not possible. You didn't have candida, you didn't have digestive problems. And there you are, another example. So,
oh, I did.
Yeah. And you didn't actually follow a fully raw diet, because obviously with all the demands that you have on you as a mom, and also as someone who's helping the son with digestive issues, so high raw was easier for you to do, but we made a lot of changes. So then you said within 3 days you started to feel better. And then what happened after like two weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
I think because I went, so after a couple weeks, I felt like I was like, I'm a superhero. I could do anything. I could probably run a half marathon right now. I haven't run because I've been pregnant, but I could probably do it. I have the energy. I just felt so good. I wake up and I feel like slim. I feel like I'm ready to exercise as soon as I wake up. And I'm waking up like 3 times a night with a baby, and I feel great.
That's amazing, because one of the first things that you need for your child is energy. And if that energy is not available, not only you struggle physically, but it's also that mental struggle, that's like blues that you can start experiencing, because
Yeah.
you just don't have enough energy. And some people will start saying, well, if I'm depressed, I need antidepressants. But the truth is, it's to do with energy. It's to do with how much energy your body has. And like you were saying, your sleep was affected. Obviously, that's going to affect your energy levels. And obviously, that's going to affect your mental state and your emotional state as well. It's going to make it so much harder because you're struggling. So
Yes.
that's amazing. And now here you are with a big smile on your face and glowing skin and looking amazing. Yes, it's such a huge celebration. So your gut, would you say that your gut is wonderful and you're feeling great digestive health wise?
I think I'm better than anybody I know, that I don't have gas, I don't have bloating. I feel like I have a flat tummy, and people would say to me, like, you had a baby how long ago? And I'm like, I feel great. Like I didn't get the overweight kind of thing with the postpartum, and I feel like this is the best way to, I mean, when hopefully we'll have a next pregnancy, but hopefully I can do it through the next pregnancy and just feel even better. But it did take us 5 years to get pregnant with Mitchell, and I was kind of doing high raw when we got pregnant with him. So that might be a testament to other people too.
Yes, exactly. And one of the things that can help you with your hormones, of course. And I mean, there's so much research and science to show that plant foods is an amazing choice for your hormones. And it's something that can help with women with hypothyroidism, and certainly like a lot of inflammation in the body and autoimmune diseases. So not only have you balanced the health challenges that you've had, you're also going to be much healthier for your second pregnancy and so much healthier for your second child. So that's a huge win. So then for people who are like, well, I'm not sure if I can do it, and no, this is so hard and I don't know, should I do it? What would you tell them?
I'd say it's worth a try. I mean, I think and I have some friends that they're into the diet and just lose as much weight as I can. And I'm like, if you focus on that, it's really not going to happen. But I'm a kind of person who likes a challenge. So I found it really fun to do all these meals. Like when Paul gave me the meal plans, and it was like this much orange juice and this many grapes, I was like, bring it. I'm going to eat all these grapes and see how I feel. And I thought it was kind of fun. And I have recommended it to my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, I think she's suffering from migraines and fatigue and like insomnia. So I was like, I have totally fixed my insomnia, and I don't have headaches anymore. That was one big thing with Paul. I was like, I'm having headaches every day, and I haven't had a headache, and I can't remember the last time I had a headache. So I was like, you have to try it, but I mean, you have to be committed. You have to really want it. So
exactly that level. You're right, and it's also that desire to take a challenge. And I mean, would you say it's a lot more challenging suffering than feeling healthy and doing healthy lifestyle?
Yes. I want to tell my friends, like, it's so worth it. Like, you think that all this protein is going to help. It's not going to help. Like, don't eat the chicken. It's not worth it. It's not going to make you feel better.
Yes, exactly. And you're there as a healthy example for other people. If they want it, all they need to do is do it and commit to it and get the right help and support to help them implement it and to help them maintain it. So yeah, absolutely. And well done for making this big leap for yourself, Hayley, and your family as well. So I'm sure, is your husband thrilled to see you feeling healthy?
He is so glad that I feel better. And I have, like, even my emotional state is better. I'm not always crying. I was always crying, but after you have a baby, sometimes your tears just get out of control. And I was having a lot of crying moments, and we went through a lot with him. He's had 4 surgeries, and he's had a lot of intestine removed. And so there's a lot of uncertainty with him, and he's doing great, but you never know. Every time it's different. Every surgery is like, what's going to happen this time? And a lot of the stress is just like rolling off my back now. It's like, all right, what's next? Let's just do it because he needs it. But whereas before I would break down, I would lose it, and he would have to like pick me up, from laying on the floor. Like, I'm so sad that my baby has to go through this. And now it's like, all right, let's do it.
Yes, and I mean, stress is such a big thing in a lot of people's life. We live in such a busy world, and there's a lot of things, demands on us. And if you live in a compromised health state already and you struggle anyway, then anything that's going to add on top of it is going to be overwhelming. It's just going to cause that huge emotional response. So we have to think about keeping ourselves in the best place possible, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And for that, this lifestyle is the best one. So has your relationship with your husband changed because of the way you feel now?
I think so. I think I know I'm less irritated because my digestion works perfectly. And I think I feel lighter, and I feel I was trying to talk to Paul about the right word. Like, yes, it's lighter, but it's like deeper than that. It's like fantastic, but there's more description that you could add to it. Like, there's no one word, but I definitely think our relationship has improved because I'm also less, I'm less, I feel less sick. So I feel less like a burden, but I feel like I can actually give more to the relationship and give more to my son than I could before. Whereas I was kind of like draining them, like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, I can't hold him right now. Can you hold him? My head hurts. Or I have to, take something to go to the bathroom, or, it just, I don't feel like I'm a burden anymore. Other than like, hey, we have to like get these bananas in the freezer before, they get too ripe. That's we like to put our bananas in the freezer together, and my husband calls it Banana Island because I put the case of bananas on the dryer to ripen, and it's not. I'm like, that's not what a banana island is, but he likes to joke about it.
Yeah, it's fun. And I really loved what you said about it's deeper than fantastic. It's more than what you can explain, the state that you're experiencing. It's that intense joy and that feeling of being truly alive, and that feeling of being enjoying life as well. So instead of just struggling and having pain and ache and struggling to sleep and headaches like you're experiencing, and digestive problems and all this drags you down, and you're just free of that, and you get to experience such an amazing state of being that was not available to you in the past, not to such intensity anyway. So it's a huge win, and so well done, Hayley, for doing it and for achieving all these incredible results. Awesome. So would you recommend people working with us after your experience?
I was like, if I want to do raw, I can do it on my own. And I kind of went in and out of trying to do it on my own, but I never got the results I got before working with Paul. I didn't understand the ratio of omega-3 and 6. That really helped me. I didn't even know it was going to help. And having the alternate omega-3 and 6 and not getting too much of either one, I think that helped a whole lot. And I wouldn't have known. You just don't know what you don't know. And I was eating a lot of one type of green, and he would look at my chronometer and say, hey, this isn't the best to have this many days of just one type of green, and it's better to have this. Or he would make suggestions, and if I ever had a question, I would get a response within 24 hours, maybe, usually less. And it would always make it better. So I don't say you can't do it on your own, but I think it's invaluable to have someone who's an expert. And I trusted him with everything. I was just like, fix me. Here you go. Here's all my stuff, and I just need fixed. And and I was breastfeeding, and I was postpartum, so he had a lot on his plate. There's a lot there that he had to manage, and I think it's so beneficial to have someone who's an expert help you. Especially the reason I really liked you guys was your videos of your hormone issues, and I was like, that's me. I don't want just somebody who is like, here's a blanket raw diet, just do it. But it was specific to hormones and specific to even women that are different. It's different than men, and he would tweak my ratios because I was breastfeeding, and it was just, I think it was invaluable. I'm really glad I spent money.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. And you're right. We don't know what we don't know. It's like, can we do anything by ourselves? Yes, but we still don't know what we don't know. Can we make mistakes along the way? And can it cause certain issues and challenges like you already do in vegan? And you would think, well, that's healthy, but you were still experiencing all these health challenges. And obviously it was not working to a level you wanted it to work for you. So absolutely. Awesome. And thank you so much, Hayley, and all the best to your family, to your future, and just your health. And I know it will keep on growing and multiplying. So everyone watching, if you want to book your call with us, Health Accelerator call, and go to rawsomehealthy.com/apply. We'll jump on a call together. We'll review your health. We'll see if or how we can help and create a plan for you to move forward. So the link for that is rawsomehealthy.com/apply. And Hayley, once again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day there in Florida. And we look forward to keeping in touch with you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.